What's going on, guys? The weather has been getting awesome lately and we've been getting a ton done in the garage. So today's video we're going to be following up on the Grom, the Sotion GTS35, and in the last video we got the motor all hooked up and the plate done, and it's all completely mounted, ready to go. All we need is a sprocket for the rear and a chain, 520. Fortunately, they make 520 conversions for the Grom. A lot of people do CBR 300 swaps and they have to go. So fortunately, those are some off-the-shelf options so we can play around with gearing, all that good stuff. But yeah, so we got the Grom over here, and what I've been doing is working on getting the water system all hooked up and basically putting power to it and watching water flow through it. And we already have that done. A little further ahead, I went ahead and wired up the whole kit. Stay tuned for that next video. I'll show you where I got the kit from and how you guys can wire it up. It's all very simple. They supplied me with a PDF file that showed me how to do everything, so I might as well put it on camera for you guys. You know, it's one thing looking at pictures, it's another thing being able to follow it step by step as you're watching me do it. But yeah, today we're just going to check out the water cooling system, kind of show you around, show you what I did and how I routed it. This is my first water cooling system in a bike, so if you guys know a better way for me to route this, or if this is fine, you know, just the way I had it, not ideal. I had to do some crazy stuff with the bike to get all the air out. But yeah, anyways, enough talking, let's check it out. So it's looking a little bit like a mess in here, and the bike is looking like a mess. Like I said, the weather's been nice, a whole bunch of stuff done. We got kits being put together, bikes. I mean, we took the mototec apart to rob this. That thing needs some work. But yeah, so we got the Grom here, and as you can see, we got wiring everywhere. We're not going to pay too much attention to the wiring. Like I said, I will make another video on this showing you how to wire up the Sotion kit. Like I said, this is all a kit. Everything that you see here, besides the Grom itself and the pieces that I have made out of metal, came from Sotion. It was about $2,000 for a CRF 450, something like that. Came with brackets and everything for the CRF 450 that I actually cut up and used to help me mount the motor, as well as, you know, little bits and pieces I've used. But yeah, so what we're going to focus on is the water system. So you can see we have our orange and clear right here. Obviously our controller is water cooled here. Our motor is water cooled here. Water goes in and out. Come up here, we have our water pump. Obviously this is going to create the circulation that we need. And then right under here we have the radiator and our fans. And we got little fan guards on top of here as well. These things scream. There's a little bit more to it. We got the 12-volt converter, and then we have the temperature probe that turns on the fans, but we'll worry about all that. Yeah, I'll probably show you a little bit here in this video, but we'll worry about all that stuff in the wiring video, show you more of that. But yeah, it's super cool. So basically, we stick this probe down into the motor somewhere, stick it to the motor. Motor gets a certain temperature. This thing will read that, and once it hits that temperature, it'll kick on the fans. The water pump runs constantly as soon as I turn the key switch on. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys kind of how I mounted everything and ran everything. So the controller, just a couple tabs welded on top there. Obviously we got to mount that for the water cooling. The radiator, what I did is the Grom has this bottom plastic right here. So what I did is basically cut a big old hole out of it. Let me see, 1 second. Alright, this might give you a better visualization if you're a Grom guy or you know Groms a little bit. So basically I cut all this piece out, which sits about like this. Down there's like a hump. I cut all of that out so the radiator lines could come out here. So as you can see, the bottom of the radiator where the lines come out. And then I have a couple little brackets that I found. So you can see my finger right here. I do plan on making these out of metal. I think they'll be a lot stronger. And then we have these screws if you could see right here, actually came with the Sotion kit as well. They screw into the radiator itself, and then there's other screws, longer screws as well, that come with the fans for those to work. I did need to go out and buy these spacers and washers to kind of clean it up, but basically just drilled a hole straight through the plastic, put a washer on this side, washer on that side, got my spacer, another washer, nice and tight. And then same kind of concept here. I did kind of drill them a little funky, but that's just how they had to be. I'll show you why here in a second. And then this little license plate bracket kind of slides in there as well. So the radiator, this was a big part getting this mounted up. It is solid. I mean, you could pick the whole bike up by this thing. Obviously I wouldn't, because those threads are skinny and they're basically just little self tappers into some thin sheet metal. So obviously we want this strong, but you know, nothing's really going to hit it or nothing. Should have plenty of clearance. The Groms really don't have too much travel. Regardless of that, we are going to stretch. I think we're getting Tyler's getting swing arm extensions for these, so this will be 5 inches back, and you know, that's really going to get the tire out of the way, so we won't have to worry about the tire coming up slapping the radiator. So yeah, radiator, and then along with that big hole, we have this water pump right here. Now this side, these are pretty stiff and they hold it up pretty good. There is a rubber bushing right here. Let me see if I can't use the ultra wide lens and the flash. So you can see this right here. There's a little rubber bushing, comes with screws. So I screwed the bottom of this rubber bushing into the water pump, and then I have, so you can see the end of this little bushing has these holes right here. Sorry, I'm trying to focus this better. There we go. No. Anyways, so same thing over here. We got 2 holes in the back. So right on the edge of the big hole that I cut, right on the edge of the plastics there, I just drilled 2 holes, put the screws in. There's little nuts on the bottom side, and I'm assuming it came with that bushing because it needs to, you know, be vibration resistant, I guess. I don't know, maybe that helps keep the motor from not killing itself. I'm not too sure, but we got that mounted. It's nice and solid. The seat will cover it up. The seat does not hit it either, so it's going to be fine in there. It's not going anywhere. Got mount a few more things back here, should fit pretty good. But yeah, so basically we have our outlet goes straight all the way into the controller, comes back out of the controller, back down into the bottom of the motor, and then it comes up back into the radiator. Radiator cools everything all off, comes back up into the pump, and starts over again. We've talked about it, you've seen it. We got the water system all dialed in, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the first start on this thing. Not technically the first start, I've already started it up obviously, but here's the key it comes with. Later on I'm going to be basically splicing into the 12-volt system and doing the blinkers and stuff, and I gotta hook the blinkers and stuff into the display as well. And then this key switch right here will get wired into the stock key switch. But yeah, anyways, enough talking. Snap that in, display is on, and as soon as we turn that thing on, our water pump is flowing. So that's pretty cool. And then of course I got the wiring kit all hooked up, so as soon as you turn the key on, 12-volt converter comes on, sends 12 volt to the little thermostat switch, I guess. I'm not too sure which, I've never used one. And then you got your little probe right here. I have this set to 31 degrees Celsius is when it will go off, and then it'll shut back off as soon as it gets under 30 degrees Celsius. If you guys have any recommendations for this setup, what I should set the on and off to, let me know, because honestly I'm not too sure. So I should have set this lower for the video. Hopefully my hand will get hot enough. And basically what this is going to do, oh, I might not make it. Basically what this is going to do is turn the fans on as soon as this probe sees that temperature. Come on now, get to it. There we go. Yep. Fans kicked on, and then we'll take this, cool it off with the fans, and as soon as it drops to 30, it'll shut off. So pretty cool. My first time hooking one of these up. I just have this hooked up to my 72 volt 36 amp hour, so it's showing low battery. This is a 96 volt kit. Apparently I can just use my far driver app for these Sotion controllers, which is going to be awesome. Very familiar with far driver stuff. It's a super cool kit. We got a really nice throttle, and then this is like a momentary switch for your modes. Race, eco, sport. Pretty fancy. Really like this display. We still got to do the front end as well. Probably do a bar light and like a number plate. Once I get that, I can kind of cut this bracket up and mount this display how I need to. For now, I just kind of got it on there. But yeah, I'll show you guys more of the wiring in this and what the plan is for the wiring, because a lot of this stuff came, well, all of this came with the Sotion kit, and yeah, we need to get rid of that stuff. So we're gonna clean up all these connectors, clean up all the wiring, splice into my 12 volt power, and then I'm gonna run 12 volt into the stock switches so we could run the we'll probably just keep this as an on and off. So this will be off, this will turn the light bar on, we'll hook the horn up, we'll hook the blinkers up, and then after I wire from there to there, see, I'm getting into it and I don't need to. I'll share that stuff with you in the next video. But basically we'll have the blinkers showing up on the display. The whole nine. We're gonna keep this thing street legal. Alright guys, we did a whole lot of showing and talking and not a whole lot of doing, but like I said, in this next video I'm going to get a little bit more detailed into how to wire up this kit. That way if you want to do a Sotion swap, I know these videos haven't really been how-tos, you know, fabricating, you know, putting all this stuff on and running your water line. That's more of just a suggestion, and these videos are more to just give you a look at it and get the wheel spinning in your head basically. But we'll get a little bit more detailed in the wiring and of course the tuning. We'll do all that stuff. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, help your boy out. Almost to 5K subscribers. Insane. All right guys, see you in the next one. Peace.